What's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. So here we are now. Last Cloudia is set to release. I believe it's later today, but you never know with game companies. We'll see how it goes. I wasn't able to get in on the beta like some of the other big YouTubers have, but I have been doing my research into this game, trying to figure out what's what and what's going to be going on. So for those of you that are either still on the fence or you just want to know more about the game for whatever reason, I appreciate you tuning in to hear my thoughts on it. So I'm going to give you guys some tips here that I've learned that'll hopefully help you out as you get started. Help us not make the super noob mistakes that most of us make. So let's get to it here. So in Last Cloudia, the way that the gacha is going to work, getting a character is actually fairly rare. It is only a 3% chance, but that's not a bad thing because characters in this game, for the most part, they can all be made powerful. So it just depends on what waifu, husbando, or playstyle, or whatever you're into. The real treasure in this game are called arcs. And the SSR arc rate is a 5% draw, which is pretty good. SRs are 27%, and the remaining is the R-rated arcs. So the function that arcs serve in this game is they actually teach your characters. Well, they do a couple things actually. They boost primary stats for one. They grant unique abilities. The arcs that are most prized, at least early game, are the ones that give AoEs because AoEs help you farm faster, clear faster, yada yada. They also give unique equipment. And then there's a thing called Ether Gauge, which I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but it's probably like a charge system in combat, where once you get it charged to 100%, you can unleash a super, is what I'm guessing. So the arcs, basically, their role in this game is to teach your characters skills, and your characters, yes, multiple characters. So one arc can teach multiple characters its skills, so AoE damage, passive effects, what have you. So that's something important to note. Early on in the game, I guess to sum that up, arcs are more important than characters. So early on in the game, when you're actually doing your reroll process, and we'll go over specific reroll guides later, but you're actually going to want to get at least one really good SSR arc. A god tier roll is going to be 2 SSR arcs. Also, you can get like an SSR arc and a character. Characters don't have tiers per se in the game, but there are characters that are stronger than others. That's something we can go over to a little bit in this video, and I'll find out more and make some more videos on it. So immediately when you get into the game, a couple things to know. You're basically pushing for, once you get your reroll done, well, I'll do a separate reroll process video for you guys. But once you get your reroll done, it's basically a race to get to dungeon level 6 and clear it as soon as possible, because once you do that, first of all, you get an apparently a really good character, some guy named Zikus, an ice mage, who's apparently pretty awesome AoE damage, from what I've heard here. So, and then also, level 6 dungeon, there's a shop where you can unlock the manual and full auto mode, so your passive farming, that's where all that's going to come from. Now, there's 3 primary resources in the game. I'm going to explain them as best as I can to you. First resource is, of course, gold. From what I've read, gold is most useful for upgrading your blue orb, which is another resource we'll get into later. Basically, there's like, for lack of a better term, a reactor and a storage, kind of like a passive farm effect. So pretty much you want to take your gold and upgrade your generator, your blue orb generator ASAP as much as possible, and then once you've maxed that out, you actually want to go ahead and up your max capacity as well for that generator. And then what this blue orb is used for, it's actually used in battle for deploying. I'm not sure if it's arcs or characters, but it's one or the two. I believe it's characters though, but I'd have to confirm that. But basically, you need blue orb in order to do battles, and I believe that is going to be your soft stamina in this game. To a point, it's not all limiting, which I will go over later, but pretty much you're going to use it in battle for some type of buff or some type of equipment. where you give your characters skills and that type of thing. So outside of that, there is also Red Orb here. So Red Orb is pretty much the same thing as Blue Orb. You're going to have a generator and a max capacity farming unit for that as well. And basically, that upgrades your arc, is what I'm getting. So Red Orb, in order to deploy your arcs, you have to use Red Orb. So in order to give your characters all those big passive boosts and active boosts and skills and etc. So one of the, before I get too much into Red Orb here, one of the tips I've read as well is you're going to be able to upgrade your arc. You should only upgrade it to level 2 because it costs more the higher level an arc is. I don't know why this thing broke on the bottom here. Anyway, so pretty much you're going to want to keep it at level 2 early game until when you get to end game, then you can worry about once you can pretty much infinitely farm things. You're going to want to level it up past that, but early game, just get it to level 2. And then also, you can actually unequip Arc in order to farm, and then that way you're not spending the orb just to do your passive farm for stuff you probably don't need the buffs for, and hopefully you'll have characters that will do, you know, skill enhances and what have you. Or excuse me, characters that have strong enough skills that it doesn't really matter. You know, whether you take an arc or not for farming purposes. So the Red Orb, as I was saying earlier, pretty much, like I said, there's a generator, there's a capacity upgrades, you're going to want to do that. And then there's also upgrades for both the blue and the red arc for costing less to deploy your arcs or your certain units. So that is something as well you're going to have to... probably your third priority. Number 1 priority is generation, then capacity, and then your third is decrease cost to deploy, is what I hear. So AoE magic, like I said earlier, is godlike for wave clearing in this game, and arcs with AoE magic are preferred early game. So if you're going to go reroll and go hardcore, make sure you get at least some type of AoE something so that you can farm effectively. That is one of the paramount things in gachas that is very underrated, because a lot of people, they just want the OP character or the OP combinations of whatever characters, equipments, dragons, whatever the gacha is. And they don't give any thought to, well, maybe what if that character is only good at endgame, or what if that character is only good in conjunction with this other character, etc. You still got to go and farm, so having a really good farming unit and farming skills paramount for early mid game, and hell, even late game, honestly, because who knows when you're gonna actually luck into getting a good farm character or farm arc skills, etc. So now there is going to be a character upgrade system. It's kind of like Drogelia Lost, for those of you that remember that, with the, I guess the easiest way to say is like the Final Fantasy X system with like the grid. Recommended things to unlock first are your special moves. Special moves, each character gets 3, I believe it is. It's not your ultimate skill, but basically special moves, they cost no mana, and you can deploy them pretty much back to back to back, and there's chain combos and all types of other crazy things that I'm not completely familiar with at the moment. But those are the moves that you're going to want to unlock first. So whatever it takes to get to those, make sure you get to those and understand what you're unlocking. Let's see here. So then the other currency in this game, of course, there's a crystal currency. So what I've been told is early game, you want to take the crystals to buy expedition slots. Expedition slots is like where you send your characters away for X amount of time and they come back with X amount of loot. In this case, expedition slots are used to farm something called soul. Soul is used for your awakening material, guys. So, you know, when you awaken a character, they get stronger base stats, more skills, upgrades to current skills, yada yada. So you're going to want to take the crystals you get early game and buy as many of those as possible, because the passive farming of soul is going to be one of the big bottlenecks in the game. So the more of it you get early, the better off you're going to be long term, and then the more expeditions you're able to do, the faster your farm rate is going to be, the stronger your team's going to be. So, and let's see here. Looks like I got one more tip for now. There's a friendship point event shop, apparently. I'm not sure if it's up 24/7 or if it's literally just for events. But, pretty much... Hold on a second, let me turn this down. Pretty much you're going to, there is an 8-hour, what was it, something to the effect of like a friendship gotcha to where you get items off of the friendship. So you're gonna want to do that every 8 hours. It might be 10 hours now that I'm thinking about it. I forget. It's something like that. And then just get as many friend points as you can, save them up, and then use them for this event shop thing. Not sure if you can boost the total max capacity of friend points or not, but that might be something looking into investing in the future. And that's pretty much all I got for tips, guys. So what we're going to go ahead and do now... Gonna go ahead and take a look. Hold on. There's a translated list here. There aren't too many good tier lists up yet. Okay, so these are the character tier lists right here. From what I've heard, Randy and Eliza, who are basically considered character 1 and character 3 on tier list right now, they are from special banners only. So you're not going to get them from any type of regular banners. Swimsuit Iria, though, apparently. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it might be backwards somehow. I don't know if they organized them right, but either way, you can only get one of these characters, so we're going to have to figure out which one it is when I actually come out with that tier list guide. But basically, I wanted to look at these characters, these first three, just to see, okay, like, what are they? What's the thing that's all crazy about them? What the hell's going on here? Thanks for 50-something. Alright, so let's see here. Simple evaluation. The power of the special skill is high. The motion of the special skill is excellent. Many skills can increase damage. When the special attack is activated, the damage increases explosively. I love Google Translate. There's his skills here. Yeah, what's this? Motion. Oh, it actually has little previews. That's cool. Alright. Basically, full moon slashing, great effect on immortal organisms that continuously attack small enemies in the front. 3 slashes, great effect on the continuous attacking beast system against enemies in the mid-range. So that's like 1, 2, yeah, good amount of damage there. Large wheel slasher, kind of looks like Juggernaut from Dota. Great effect of continuous attack, spirit system on a wide range of enemies ahead. And then here's the super move here, Torpedo Whirlwind Slash. Let's see. Yep, that looks pretty good. Great effect on powerful enemy attacks. And then Individuality, which I would guess are passives. Let's see, Hero of the Holy Sword increases the power of super special moves by 20% by consuming 10% of maximum MP when equipped with the sword. And then Mana Bloodline, increase power by 10% when a special attack occurs. So this is kind of a flavor of a top tier character in this game, or I guess one of the top tier characters in this game. Checking out this or SRPG ad or whatever. So let's see here. Randy has excellent skills as well as mastering attack up pulls and sword boosts that are required by physical characters, as well as attributeless attack raises and sword boosts. Yada yada. So basically, he gets 30% bonus power just passively, which is pretty crazy. What's this guy say? Cheat class character. It becomes a broken character when the ability is released and the limit is exceeded. If you can change, if you make the cost 80, the strongest physical character will be completed. Strong even if you don't charge. Weak point. I think it's difficult to train without charge. Please manage the system with a change. Or charge. So pretty much, there's an example of a strong character there. So let's go ahead, we'll check out Lyra. Swimsuit Lyra, as it is pronounced here. Long distance continuous attacks of ice in middle range. She's throwing ice dolphins at people. So it looks like you're going to really need to get... because I've seen in this game there's attributeless damage. So damage that isn't a specific element boosters. So possibly there's going to be that along with like ice and fire and all the usual suspects. Long distance continuous attack of ice attribute involving enemies in a straight line. Some are tiers. Gives enemy lower speed with medium range, long range continuous attack probability. That's cool. Let's see what they say about her. Her special move, Shining Flood, giving a wide range of enemies the effect of gradually recovering MP to all friendly allies with strong ice attributes. Okay, so she looks like she'll be really good for if there's like a long-term boss or something like that dungeon. Something that basically takes a bit to grind, like a raid or whatever. Ice attribute attack magic becomes critical and increases the power of attack magic by 20. So it's always critical? Or is that just like a phrase they're using? Automatically activates Hydro Shell at the start of the battle. Oh yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Let me go find that for my tips. Ah, yes, okay, they were at the end of my notes. I'm sorry, I forgot them. Okay, let me read these to you guys real quick. Some of the really OP abilities early game are as follows. Auto barrier. Basically, at the beginning of combat, it increases the evasion rate of your party by 25% and their attributeless attack damage by 25%. So just a real strong buff for not only survivability, but a little bit of damage as well. And what's this other one? Oh, there was a couple others, but basically, like, there was some skill, I forget what it was called, but basically it turned your attack damage into magic power. So you could basically, from what it sounded like, I'm not 100% sure, but you could effectively turn a physical attack character into a magic damage character. I guess at certain points if you use the ability or equip the Ark or what have you. So that sounded pretty crazy, but... Anyway, so let's get back. We'll check out the third character here. That's top tier. And then we'll go to arcs so we can see what we're dealing with there. So let's see here. This is, what's her name? Eliza. A very powerful magic character. Magic characters' essential magic aura can be acquired. Special ability for fire attributes open. Personality to strengthen the magic of fire attributes. Resistance close to 100%. Otherwise, it can be pushed with a flame, rather. So, I guess maybe she's a tank mage or something. Who knows? Let's see here. A long-range attack, assault fire with fire attribute on enemies ahead. Burning Dress, great effect on the attacking plant system of flame attributes to enemies in the middle range. And there's an AoE there. Flare Party. Medium range attack with fire attribute on a wide range of enemies ahead. And then her ultimate is something called Volcanic Rondo. I'm looking at the picture below. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that looks cool as fuck. I like that one. Wow. Continuous attack with powerful fire attribute on all enemies. Yeah, it's a pretty badass skill. Alright, so let's see here. Fire Runaway. Attack magic with the following flame attributes. Changes powerfully. Oh, okay, so it's talking about these skills. So I guess that basically it's a boost for these skills. Study of Fire. SCT recovers a little when activating attack magic with flame attribute. STC. What could that stand for? Something turn... It probably has to do with, like, combat readiness or something, is what I think. For, like, oh, maybe it's, like, cooldown. I don't know. If someone knows that offhand, SCT, let me know. And let's read here. The strongest sorceress who can learn Magic Aura. Eliza is a sorcerer who can acquire the magical power of the top class when mastering the magical aura of skill. Eliza's charm is that the increase of MP consumption, which is a detriment of magical aura, can be covered with a pose of honor that you can learn by yourself. I wonder if that means you can learn it from an arc or it's something innate. Who knows? Individuality. Fire Runaway is very powerful. That's her passive. Enhances fire magic. Increases the number of fire magic hits, such as Medial Line and Crimson Flare, so it has higher firepower than the same sorcerer dying. So basically it's adding attacks on top of everything. That's pretty crazy. Alright, what else? Elise possesses Flame Study that shortens the SCT of special skills. Oh, it's a guy. Each time he uses fire magic. Oh yeah, that's one thing I gotta show you guys too. I'll get to that later. Increases the speed of special feats and allows you to deal with enemies like Dragnewt, where magic does not work. Huh. Yeah, I wonder how that works. Like, it turns it physical, or does that have, like, magic penetration or something? Anyways, I thought it was funny. Check out the top here. Is it here? Yeah, it might have been here. No. Oh, I remember where it was now. It was on the tier list. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So check this out. They have the sex, right? It's like, man, woman, unknown, bisexual. So I was like, oh damn, there's male and female motherfuckers in this? Or are they talking about what they like to, like, you know, hang out with? But then imagine if there was some gear and it was like, boosts damage of males by 50%, and the person's considered male and female. You're like, yeah! I'm down, why not? So anyways, that's an example of characters. Now we're gonna look at some arcs. The arc tier list is as so. It seems like the empty boat is the craziest one people like, and it has that magical aura that they were just talking about. Increases the power of attack magic instead of increasing MP. Let's see here. Power of lightning magic by 30. Can equip the machine. There must be some gear. Strength by 8. Bracer and lightning attack on medium range enemies. So yeah, that's a pretty badass one. I'll be re-rolling for that personally. Probably. But anyways, I've already loaded. Oh, I didn't translate yet. Let me translate. Alright, so let's check out this top tier one that everyone seems to want. Consume soul type, red soul. The barrier is activated automatically when the battle starts. Oh, he has a barrier too, damn. He's like all S rank. Oh, let's see here. Arc Ether, 100% reward. I wonder if that's like the farming thing. Oh, that'd be pretty crazy. Magic Gun, Lapisith. MP, Strength, no attribute. Damage plus 10 when attacking opponents. Weak attribute, whatever that means. I guess this is... You gotta farm to actually acquire the skills, which makes sense. You can get it to certain levels. Learn more about skills. Oh, okay, we already did that. Alright, let's see here. Barrier activated, barrier activated. Barrier avoids automatic activation status reduction effects at the start of battle. Oh, there's reduction effects. 25%, 50%, 75%. Oh, that's crazy. That's kind of a crazy counter. That's pretty cool, though. Barrier avoids automatic trigger status, reduction effects. Attributeless attack damage plus 20, then it eventually gets to 25. This was that one skill I was talking about, the barrier skill. Auto barrier, I guess, is the thing. So that's apparently super powerful in this game. Let's see here. Giving barriers to yourself at the start of battle. Disables itching and damage. Itching. I guess that must be a debuff. The barrier will be released if it receives time or attack too much, so make sure to attack aggressively while barrier is active. So it's not infinite then, okay. It's basically like an early combat boost. I gotcha. Alright, since Ron Valen can acquire a powerful lightning attack magic Ricer Gauge, it is recommended that a magic attacker learn it. Be careful not to use too much because the consumed soul is a red soul with little availability. So basically, if you're going to use this guy, make sure you're not just using it frivolously. Gotcha there. I guess these are all the passive stats. I wonder if this is like, it gives you the full stat bonus. If there's something else going on there. Consumption of soul. Seal. I guess this is pretty much... This was a thing I was saying, guys, about not leveling your arcs too high, because look, if you do it like it's recommended at level 2, 23 red soul, and whatever enhanced means 1200, but then look at it, if you try to level it all the way, it's basically freaking 100 times. At least on this stat, enhanced consumption. List of souls required to strengthen and depart from the Ark. Not sure what that means. Let's see. So I guess the Ark itself... Actually, no. I wonder if there's like a main base Ark. Oh well, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to see. And we've... Oh, okay, this is all. What did that comment say? You look at a site that is erotic, you get a selection of erotic ads. Are you watching? Smiley face. Yeah, there have been a couple erotic ads, such as that one. Anyways, guys, I hope this kind of gives you a little introduction to the game. Yeah, let's look at two of the other arcs that are high tier. Let's see the difference. So this is Archangel. He consumes blue soul, so there's something different. Endure with 1 HP at the time of death, 30% incident, so I guess that's a 30% chance to proc. Archangel wings are the special equipment. It says at the end of battle, SCT is restored. I gotta figure out what SCT is. Oh, speed? Could that be it? Speed combat time? I don't know. Maybe it's like a speed stat or haste or something. Alright, let's see here. So, skills and effects. I thought it would just be his skills and effects. Where's the translate? Hold on. Stand by. So my buddy always says from the army. I guess it doesn't want to translate anymore. The progressive girl. That's funny. Let's see what happens if I make a dupe tab. Always translate Japanese. Alright, here we go. So... Endure with HP 1 of death, withstand... Oh, okay, so it brings up the percentage. Knight and Spirit only receive 10% physical damage. I wonder if that means enemies. Oh, it's minus, okay. That was just mistranslated. Receive physical damage minus 20, regenerate to all allies at the start of battle. I wonder if there's like a wave battle system and that carries over damage, so maybe that regen would actually be pretty OP at the beginning of every battle. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something to help you tank earlier. Galaxy in the early stages. There are other characters in arcs that can learn Galaxy, but the strength of the smile of the angel is that you learn faster than any character / arc. And that's Smile. Where was that? I don't know, it's somewhere. Okay, Archangel Smile is an arc you want to equip to a durable character because the status of HP is very high and there's a possibility of enduring in combat due to arc characteristics. So basically, it's good for tanks. Okay, well, I get that one. Okay, let's look at the last one here, and then that'll be it for this video. Let's see... Restore 5% HP when an enemy or ally dies. Strength plus 199, attribute darkness. Marius Sukama. It's funny that I think that's supposed to be like a scythe, but it looks like some crazy bird from Pokemon or something. Apparently this consumes red and blue, or maybe differently, or maybe both, I don't know. Level 6 or later. Yeah, maybe that's it. You level it up and it consumes differently. Alright, let's see here. So you can get that restore up to 10%, and then darkness attribute damage goes up. Decrease HP when attacking darkness attribute. I wonder if that means your HP or their HP. That'd be cool if it was their HP. That's crazy. Let's see if it clarifies. You can learn Dark Attribute range magic at the beginning. Dark Matter. It is self-contained because it can acquire magical power-up and darkness boost early and is compatible with sorceresses fighting around magic or characters that perform dark attacks. Okay. Interesting. The Ark characteristics that restore HP when the enemy or ally dies are less effective at the time inferiority, but have a strong influence on the battlefield when it is dominant. Yeah, I would think, like early game, it's not that big a deal, but late game, 10% of your HP is going to be, you know, on your tank and stuff would actually be pretty good. And if there's any type of, like, either really weak enemy adds or likewise ally adds and they die, that might actually get pretty crazy. Although it is unsuitable for boss battles, small fish battles, it can be very useful for the main laps, etc. Yeah, I could see that actually being good for like farming and like some crazy places where damage output is high, but mob life isn't that high. Like bomb type things from Final Fantasy where they explode or something. And it demonstrates true value when combined with high-powered character that easily defeats enemies. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay. And more loot. So. Well, guys, that's going to be it for the Soul Ark introduction video. Let me know if you plan on playing this game. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Because like I said, I try to, like, I want to actually get some hands-on with the game, and then I'll be able to speak about things a little bit clearer. But anyways, guys, so if it's just your first time meeting me, yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR. This is my YouTube. You enjoyed the content, you can hit like and subscribe to show me some support. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to hear, you know, if you guys already got battle plans, what you're planning on doing. Maybe there's some extra tips you could drop for us, etc. Let me know. And yeah, that'll be it for me. So I'll catch you guys another time. Have yourselves a great morning, great day. Peace out.